All right. Hey, everybody. Let's give it a minute until everybody gets on here. I got the countdown going on for 2 minutes here. Excited you're with me. If you're just joining us, we get started in a couple of minutes. This is Tech Talk Thursday. We do this usually live at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Thursday, but today we're doing it at 3. I had a golf game this week, so we're just going to hang on here for a minute until everybody gets on. If you don't mind, tell me in the comments where you're coming in from. That would be fantastic. Give me a little thumbs up on the video. That way I know you're here and you're watching it, and we know we're engaging and things are working. And then we got a lot of stuff to cover. We've got the reMakable 2 in-house. We have the Max Lumi in-house. And of course, all the other wonderful devices and stuff. We can talk about anything. It is an open book time to have some fun. That's what we do here. And every Thursday. So we put this energy out there again, usually 1 o'clock, but today I had to move it back a few hours just because of the golf game this morning. And I played pretty good. Actually played pretty good. So we'll wait a minute here until everybody gets on. Again, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up on the like on the video, that helps this start the algorithm to kick in so everybody knows we're here. And also, when you get a chance, put in a comment, where are you viewing in from? And we're going to start working the comments and answering questions as we always do. Again, we got about 30 more seconds before we really start rolling. Again, I appreciate those thumbs up. We got a few people. There we go, 6. Now people are starting to come in. The notifications are going out. We're live, and that's cool. And again, we're off a couple hours as normal, but it's great to have you, and I appreciate you jumping in on the live stream here. And we're about ready to go all in on this thing in less than 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. It's like the shuttle launch. 2, 1. All right, so we're back. We're ready to go. Hey, VM, I'm glad you're here. Thanks for checking in with us today, VM. Thank you. If you don't mind, as we get started here, just go ahead and put in the questions where you're at. Hey, Sweden's in town. Ohio, that's good to see. Beth Ann, hey, welcome. As we always say, this is a community more than a channel, and this is our one day that we actually get to talk to everybody. Wales, I love it. Cindy from California. AJ, great to see you. I'm glad you could make it. Lillian from Quebec, nice to see everybody coming in. Hey, by the way, I just want to make a mention of this. As you know, Voya My Deep guy does a lot of reviews with these products, right? And I have been watching him for a long time, as many of us do. He really breaks them down technically, and then I don't have to. Like, I just send people to Voya, and then I can just do my thing, right? It's kind of a good thing. It allows me to just be my free spirit. And Voya is so good at it. Well, he's at 9,600 or 9,800 subscribers, which is great. I'm so proud of him, and I'm just happy as a YouTuber that's in this space, getting ready to hit 9,800. I'm at 9,600 subscribers. And that's a big one for us small YouTubers to hit that 10,000 mark. So I think it's great that Voya is doing that. I just want to, I think we're both going to hit 10,000 the next week or so, and it's because of you guys. And it's awesome. So again, he's total separate YouTuber across the way from me, but I love his work, and I really think it's great that we're getting some support from everybody. That's great. We have California, we have Holland, we have Michigan, we have Brazil, we have Colombia. Hey, hola from Colombia. I have an apartment in Ibagué and in Bogota. So cool, you're in Colombia. Czech Republic, still waiting. Apollo's waiting for the RM2. I know they're coming. So it's good. Oh, that's Beth Ann patron to him. Oh, that's cool. I'm glad. Voya is great. I don't think people know. It takes a lot to do this, and really, we do it as a hobby. It's something we're doing it, to help people and put energy out there and have fun. And, this community is just great. I mean, we have so many smart subscribers. It's awesome. And we're having fun doing it. We're going to continue to grow and have fun as we do this, and I'm happy from Voya, so it's good. All right, from France, we got all over the world, as always, which is great. The Philippines, I mean, we have people all over the world. You see the world in the back. We have them there. In my real job, I actually put that map up so I can put where all my clients are, and those are the people that I coach, and I have them all over the world. So it's awesome to have an international audience. Denmark, it's so cool to have people here from all over the world. I appreciate you. And whenever we do these tech talks, I'm going to tell you, you're going to get one thing from me, energy. And I hope you take some of that energy and it helps you in your life and the things that you're doing. We all have our challenges. We know the world's a little bit upside down right now, but we need a little positivity and some good energy, and hopefully you'll get that here. Well, I'm glad to see everybody here. Any questions, any specific questions that anybody has, I will start answering them. I will start by saying, believe it or not, I got the reMakable 2 and then I got the Lumi in. I haven't had that much time to work with them, but I like both devices. My complaint on the Lumi is I wish the screen protector came with it on. I just ordered a bunch more screen protectors from a couple different companies to see which one's easiest to use. And if I can put it on, then I know other people can put it on, because you'll see bubbles and stuff in here. I have such a hard time doing this. I usually go to somebody else and have them do it, which is great about the reMakable and the paper and other devices. You don't need to put a screen protector on. But I get it, and they send you 2 with the device. I just wish it was on there. I would pay extra if they would put it on there, so I wouldn't have to put it on there, because it is it's a pain, and it's hard to do. I mean, it goes on pretty nice. You can't see it, but like up here, see, you guys can see that? Like, I hate that. Like, I'm so anal about stuff, and I can't, you know, I use the device and all kinds of stuff. So I've got some other stuff. I got some other stuff coming in that's going to help. Maybe, you know, I've ordered some other ones to try to get it and get it going. But I had to put the screen protector on because as I'm getting questions, Beth Ann already messed up yours. Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? So let me get to some of the questions that are coming up, and we're going to rock through these questions, okay? So I love this. Okay, so let's do this. Thanks for which status do you choose? Thank you. I'm glad. I'm trying to just put great content out there and trying to help as much as possible. But we're going to go ahead and hit the questions as we get going here. And again, if you don't mind hitting that like button, not because I really want you to like it, but it helps the algorithm click at YouTube so all of our subscribers know. It's weird. YouTube isn't just about subscribing. If you don't hit that little alert bell, you won't get the notification when we're live. And so that's what I'm trying to get everybody to do so we know when we're here. Okay, so let's get to questions. That's why everybody's here. Do you find the RM1 or RM2 faster? Okay, so this is a real challenging question. I love the RM2. I think it is faster. Can I tell? I really can't. It's kind of like, remember when 4K came to YouTube? You can tell, but a really good 1080p, it's really hard. It's based on the camera, right? I think this is 1080p. This isn't 4K because I'm using my my camera on my LG monitor. Eventually, I'm going to get a setup where I can do lives with a good HD 4K camera. I have my 4K cameras and stuff for when I do my regular videos. But can you really tell that difference? And that's kind of where I feel between the reMakable 2 and the reMakable 1 as far as performance. They both are really fast. They both feel really good. The difference is this form factor and the eraser on the optional stylus. It does make a difference. And I've said this before, this form factor is amazing. My only issue is that I'm still breaking it in. See that? I put a picture up in the community. It doesn't really fold back yet. It's meant to, I think. See it? It's meant to. You can kind of see the folds on it. See it? But it's just stiff. And I think that's just the leather or the quality of it. And it's nice. Like, to me, the quality of the device is good. The battery is great. I just haven't seen the real change from me using my reMakable 1 every day to flipping to this and going, wow, that's amazing. It feels about the same, maybe a little bit better, maybe a little bit faster, but it's not that noticeable to me. And to me, I think it's very similar operational-wise to the reMakable 1, and that's why I'm saying somebody on a real budget, they could get by with the reMakable 1, but they're just not going to have this awesome form factor. I mean, if we look at the reMakable 1, you know, I've said this before, it kind of is a little cheaply made, it feels. And see the difference? I mean, that is a major difference in form factor. But as far as usage, the software is the same. And you don't get the eraser. So this you get the eraser on, but you got to buy the optional pen. So the question is, do I see a difference in speed? I don't really personally. I'm a nerd. I'm into it, but I don't see that much of a difference. But I don't see much in the Lumi. The reMakable is obviously the fastest. I'll tell you that right now. reMakable 1, reMakable 2. reMakable 2 is the fastest, and I'd say reMakable 1. Then I would say like the Lumi, the Supernote's pretty good too. Supernote's pretty fast. And then you get into the Sonys, and they're a little bit slower. They have a little bit of latency. The Paper, the Quaderno, just a little bit. You can notice a little bit more. But if you don't utilize these devices all the time, I don't think you're going to see that drastic of a difference. I hope that helps. So how does the writing feel on the Lumi compared to the RM1? Great question. Okay, the Lumi has a feel more like the Supernote. Okay, now here's the deal. You can use a reMakable nib on the Lumi. And it's got kind of a, when you put the screen protector on there, it's got kind of a, it's not a bad feel. It's still not the reMakable feel, right? It's still not that paper feel, but I'm actually impressed with this device. I'm just gonna be candid. I actually like it. I like the browser on it. I personally won't use it every day in my day-to-day, but I could live with this as my only device. It does a lot more than a reMakable. I'm really, really anxious to see what the new device, the Note Air, is gonna be like, because it has a new pin, and I do not like the stylus that comes with this, but you can flip it out, you can change it out, and it's gonna have a lot of functionality. And that light on it, I didn't think it would be a big deal, but the front light, but Alan in the community said, it's important you understand it's a front light, not a backlight, because it helps with your eyes, right? So at night, it actually helps your eyes. It's better for your vision. And so at night, I was sitting there and I was like, wow, I started utilizing it on the sofa, kind of dark. And I was like, wow, I can't do this with my other devices. So that was really interesting. And so the new one that's coming out, that's the kind of the reMakable competitor, it's going to be interesting, especially with a lot of people not getting their reMakables yet. And it's got a glass screen, which this doesn't. I ordered it. It's supposed to ship October 10th, which is what, we're the 8th. So in a couple of days, probably next week, I'll have it. I'm interested in that. But for a big device, this is a great device. And I'm going to do a shootout between the Quaderno, this, and all the 13-inch devices, and reading PDFs and academic journals, because I have a lot of students that watch, and I want to see what's best. But I'm impressed with this. I'm actually impressed. I think the sensor for the light is down here, because it turns on. You can see it turned on there. And the nice thing is this is a magnetic, and it will shut the device off too. So that's a pretty good, it's a neat device. Okay, so I'll keep going. Hi, I like your reviews and your enthusiasm. Need advice on paper of Quaderno. Do you sell e-readers? No, I don't, Mode. I don't sell e-readers. I maybe one day I'll get in the affiliate side of things as we're starting to grow this. But right now I am a user just like you. I buy all my devices. The only thing is, I will tell you guys, it does seem like QuirkLogic, who does the paper device, which I like. It has a couple issues with the battery and the stylus, but there's some things that I can use it for in my coaching business. It's really good. I have the paper. Where is the paper? Paper right here. I use it every day. It's a little bit different than these other devices, but I use it for things. It does look, I think they're going to send me one of the big ones, which is going to be cool. One of those big, huge ones. They sent me a message, said, hey, JB, we're trying to ship one out, which would be great. And I've always said I've always bought them. I'm a consumer just like you, but it does look like they're going to give me one to use and utilize for different things. And I'll be utilizing that in my mastermind meetings, and also, kind of reviewing that huge device. It'll probably be back there in the videos, and they know they get some press with that. So it's cool. That's a really good company. They're really cool, and they've been really good with me. But no, I am a reviewer, and I'm not even a reviewer. My deep guy, Voya, is the reviewer. Let's just call it what it is. He's amazing. Voya does a great job with this. I'm just bringing you energy and trying to tell you use cases that I use this for. Welcome, few more people coming in. Thank you so much for joining our live chat here. We do this every Thursday, normally at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, talking about different devices, different companies, different things, and giving you some energy. That's what we do. So I appreciate you being here. Okay, let's keep going. Does using the RM2 stylus improve the writing feel on the Lumi? Yes, it does. I do like the reMakable stylus with the reMakable nib. It's really about the nib, right, on the Lumi. I think reMakable, and that nib is really good. It does wear down a little bit faster, but it does have a good feel to it. Is it better to write with the screen protector on the Max Lumi, or is it better without it? It's kind of the same. It feels really similar. I was using it without it, but I don't want to damage it. You know what I mean? So I did put the screen protector on it, but it does feel kind of similar. It has a little bit of this, the Supernote feel, for those of you that have the Supernote. Supernote's out of battery. Where it's got this, kind of a real kind of soft, smooth feel. Like some people love this, some people hate this. It's got a different type of feel, almost like a gel ink smooth type of feel. It doesn't have that real rough feel. So it's kind of in between that real smooth feel and that real rough feel that the reMakable has. And I don't think the reMakable is real rough, but it kind of has that, that feel to it. And that's a little bit different. So that's a great question. Mark asks, hey, do you store your handwritten notes in other software like Evernote? Great question, Mark. So my project for the next couple weeks is to figure out where Evernote and OneNote fit with these devices. I'm going to tell you what, right now they work better with this. Right now what I do, because I come from the reMakable world, is I take the reMakable PDF. I did a video for this a while ago, but since I do them every day, the videos get buried, right? But what I do is I take the note, I take it out of a PDF, and I store it in Google Keep. And not in Google Keep. Google Keep is like my file cabinet. And then I have Google Drive, and I have Google Sheets and Google Documents. And I kind of utilize those as my master file cabinet. Okay. I don't use OneNote. I don't use Evernote. I used 2 years ago, but I don't anymore. I use Google Keep as a file cabinet, Google Documents, Google Drive, and Google Sheets. I'll do a video on that again, explain how that works, but it works real well. But for those of you who use Evernote and OneNote, the thing about the Books products is they run Android 10. So the way to think about this is it's like an Android tablet. And so I think you're able to just sync them up. So what I need to do is I need to get OneNote and Evernote on here. And out of all the devices, these are the ones that are going to be used, be able to use with. And I do believe the paper device is also working with some things. I know they're going split screen soon and they got some updates coming. But that's another device, not yet, that I know of, but it does have a Chrome browser so it can connect. And I think they can put third-party apps on there. They can, not us, right? But with the Lumi and the Books products, you can do that. And I want to test that sync with OneNote and Evernote. So that's coming. I just need to get up to speed with it because I haven't used it yet. And that's a great question. Hey, JB, just joined. Were you able to try the button on the Lamy? No, I can't get the Lamy to work. And I haven't been able to get it to work on that device. And I'm gonna retest that when I have a little bit more time, Andrew. Thank you. Still some work on these styluses and working with that. In fact, it's in my tackle box, somebody said the other day, with all my styluses. I keep ordering more stuff. So I got so much stuff, but I got to keep testing different things. And I will work on that too. Jacob, I think the Paper-like would be great, but not sure where to get one yet. Yeah, I thought, a Paper-like for the Max Lumi, Beth Ann, would be great. I just ordered a new one called Heat something. I'm going to do a video on it, and I'm going to put that on there inside on that. But you're right. If Paper-like did a Books Max Lumi, because I've had it on my iPad before, and it does feel good. And if you put the reMakable stylus, that could be an awesome combo. Man, that's a good one. I didn't even think of that. Is the lack of physical buttons on the RM2 reducing your productivity? No, I actually like it. It doesn't get in the way, and it actually works out pretty good. So it works out really good. David Gonzalez, hi from Bogota. Hey, hello, Bogota. How great is James Rodriguez playing for Everton? I'm a big James fan. So exciting. I have an apartment just north of Cedritos in Bogota, and I also have one in Ibagué. So I'm a big Colombian fan, as you can see. Wait. We got to pull it down. Tolima is my team from Ibagué, Colombia. So that's kind of funny. Whenever I get Colombians on, they always laugh. Like, what is this gringo doing from Colombia? But yeah, that's my team. Tolima. The Pijaos, the Indians. I love it. So, David, great to have you here from Bogota. I'd love to have that here. Okay, do you have any comments on the reMakable thinking it's going a membership? Deep Guy did a great video on the content. Yeah, I've been watching Voya and listening to him. I'm not ready to jump in that conversation until I understand what's really going on. I think Voya's like, whoa, what did I get started here? I don't know what they're going to do. reMakable is such a mysterious company as far as their future path and what they're going to do. It makes sense, right, that they go into this subscription model. It's just, is it going to, excuse my language because I like to be really straight and not swear here, but piss off all of us, right? If they do that, I wouldn't be so upset by it. I mean, I think the problem they have is there's so much competition right now, especially with this Note Air coming out, that if they add a layer of frustration that's already kind of out there, you may see people moving to the Books brand because they can do more and do similar things. But we'll wait and see. And I'm glad Voya did that video. It's cool that he's actually talking about that, which is great. Ian says, what's best for dual column academic journals? I don't think the reMakable 2 is great for reading. I'm going to tell you that. I think the Lumi's better. I think the Quaderno's better. I think the Paper's better. They're bigger. They're able to use journals better. I've got to research that a little bit more. Sometime within the next week, I'm going to have the paper on, the Lumi on, the reMakable 2 and the Quaderno, and I'm going to do an academic journal reading. I know those videos for me get a lot of views, so I want to make sure everybody really sees how the journal reading works and how that works, on each of these devices. So look for that this week, okay? Make sure you just hit subscribe because I'll be getting those out. How is the Lamy Stylus on RM2, or is the lack of an eraser on the Lamy a deal breaker compared to the upgraded Stylus on the RM2? That's a great question. The Lamy works fine, feels really good. But as I utilize this more and more, that eraser actually comes in handy. I didn't think I would use it that much, but just that little, a total first world problem, right? But that total movement, man, you just go like this, erase, and keep going. It's really good. And people have asked, does this work on the reMakable one? No, it doesn't. So that's one of the things you're going to notice. You're going to notice a little peppier, even though I don't really notice. But you're also going to notice that the eraser, works really good. And I think you'll get used to it. And then you're not going to have it with the Lamy. And then you're going to be like, wow, man, I'm going to go back to this. This is a good quality thing. It's like kind of soft, right? It's got a unique feel to it. I think they did a pretty good job with it. And of course, the form factor, it sticks on here pretty good. It's not going to go anywhere. Okay. Somebody asked if I could pull this out of a bag. It's pretty tough to get it off of there. It takes a little bit of pressure. It will come off if you hit it just right, but in a bag or something, it should be fine. It's actually a pretty cool thing. No problem. A thank you there. Thank you. David, can the RM zoom functionality be used in a similar way as the paper infinity canvas? It can, but it's not going to be that infinity canvas, David. It's going to be, you can just zoom in on it. So that's about all of it, I guess. Hey, good evening, I suppose. Good evening to you, too. Catherine, no, like a super note. Keep me informed once you get the air there. No problem. I know a lot of people don't like the super note. Again, it's a love-hate relationship with this. You either love it or hate it. Some people really like that. Hey, to Curl Tim, nice to see you. How is the Lamy on the reMakable 2, and do you think it's going to work on the Note Air? Yeah, the Lamy does work on all devices. Okay, I got it in my Stylus notebook or Stylus case over there. But yes, it does work on everything. And yes, I think it will work on a Note Air, except I should say a caveat with that. They have a new pencil or pen coming, so maybe it won't. I'm anxious. I don't know what the Note Air is going to be. It's a totally different device, really. Honestly, it's like a copy of this. It's got the glass screen, new pen, similar form factor. So it seems like they kind of looked at reMakable and go, hey, we want some of that market share. It's kind of what it seemed like to me, okay? Do you know if the reMakable 2 will get split screen? Great question. I do not believe the reMakable 2 will get split screen. I know the paper will. The Quaderno already has it. The Lumi has it. Why will the reMakable 2 not? In my opinion, it's my opinion, they are keeping this very simple. They want it to be fast and sleek and simple. It's a little bit small for dual screen, right? And I think that's their intention. They've always wanted to be a paper replacement, and these guys are great at marketing. And I really think they want simple products, and that's where they're going with, whether it's the reMakable 1, which is their original design, or now the RM2. But great question. I love it. What's up from Poland? Good to see you. Polish power. I'm actually Polish too. I'm 3/4. I'm about a half and a half, I guess. German and Polish. That's my ancestry from way back. I'm from Indiana originally. Now in Florida. Married Colombian. So I'm all mixed up. I've got all kinds of things going on. But good to have you. Have you tried the Lumi with the lights on? How is it? Or the lights off? On or off? Yes. It's very eye friendly. Very controllable as far as the lighting goes. And the stuff that you want to do. You can turn it off. You can change the colors of it. You can turn it on. I will tell you they have done a good job with that. It really reminds me of my Kobo, which I absolutely love. I'm charging my Kobo over here. I read about an hour a night, and the truth is it reminds me of that. It reminds me of just a big version of an e-reader, and I really think it's good. I'm shocked, to be honest with you. They've done a really good job with the device. Here's a caveat with this books. It's very complicated getting set up. If you are not a nerd and technical, this is a pain in the rear. And I'm kind of mid-nerd, kind of mid-technical, right? And it's a pain to set up. They even give you a sheet of how you got to, authenticate the device so you can connect to Google Play. Once you get it set up, it's good. But it's just getting those little things done. is a little bit of a pain. But overall, I could use it as my primary device for sure. It's friendly to the eyes. It's really great. Do you have any recommendations on which ink is better for mind maps and diagrams? I don't. I think they all work good. I like the paper for that because the paper has an unlimited canvas and you can kind of just keep growing and growing and building and building and building. And then you can export it as a PDF and print it, right? So I do like the paper for that, which is a little bit different. But to be honest with you, mind mapping, I'm going to throw everybody off here and probably say the iPad. I know that's weird, but there's a Luma version. And then Google has a version. What do we use for Google? Google has one that's really good too, that's free. Somebody in the comments can put what Google's mind mapping software is. It's called, we use it with work sometime. My coaching, Google, it's not LumaChart, but it's mind mapping. There's a software you get, and I would recommend that. It's a really good one. Not MindMaster, not Clip. It's a free one. Somebody will put it in here. I'll remember it later and I'll put it in there. But yeah, as far as mind maps and diagrams, I sometimes think the iPad and some of the apps that you get specifically for that work real good. And I can't remember the one we have on Google. I wish I could remember that. There's one in G Suite, and I can't remember what it's called. But anyways, we will keep rolling. But there is something in Google that we can, and we use it. I'll have to ask my guys, and we'll get it back to you soon. What is the difference in sizes? How big is the difference between the RM and the Max 3 Lumi size? And what are the different use cases? Yeah, there's a big difference in size. You'll see the reMakable here. Like, look at my hand, right? It's about the size of my hand. I don't have very big hands. And then when you look at the Lumi, right, you got this huge screen, right? Look at the difference. See it? It's much different in size. So the Lumi is like a iPad replacement. I'm going to put it in an iPad category because it does so much. You can check your email on it. You can read your news on it. You can get a magazine on it. You can do everything. The reMakable is a note taker. That's it. It can be a reader, but it is a note taker. It's not really used for many other things. In fact, if you think it's going to do a lot more, I think you'll be disappointed. The text to handwriting to text is not the best. It can do it, but you really need good handwriting. This is for organizing your desk and getting the paper off of it. That's what it is. This thing is like an iPad. It does everything. It's like an e-ink iPad. That's it. Or an e-reader with a bunch of other stuff on it. And now with a front light, which doesn't mess up your eyes, which is good. And I got a lot of use cases coming for you, I promise, as we continue to do more videos. Did you get any updates or info for digital books to be in colleges, students, and professors to help save trees? The thing with books, and I'm a writer, as you know, I've worked with publishers and self-published. So we always want to get compensated for our work. But what I will tell you is the college textbooks have always given me kind of a bad taste in my mouth because they were so expensive. I was in college. I spent so much on books. I remember my first year and just taking all my summer money and buying books. Now, we could sell them back to the bookstore, but it always drove me nuts with that. My books are $20, $13, right? And that's what I've in with my published books. But it's one of those things where it's that the margins are so high that if they did the PDF books and utilize these devices, I think it's a better thing. I think it's better for the footprint, and I think it's just better for students in general. But remember, somebody's on the back end of that making money. And that's always been the case with college books because you have to buy them. You have to buy that Bio 101 book for $400 or whatever it costs, right? It's insanity. But I think they're coming down a little bit. And I think, hopefully we will get more PDF type books and as people move more into the digital world. What about the RM2 and storing data in the cloud instead of Google? Does that work? Yes, the RM2 actually stores only in its software, right? So when you're using your RM2, it is syncing up to its cloud. Now, here's an issue with that. When you have two devices, you can only sync one at a given time. So you have to log in and use this, and then you have to log out and log in and use this, and it's really challenging. They're only giving you the option to use one device at any given time. So you can't have this at the office and this at the house, and be working on it at the same time. It doesn't work like that. I don't know if they're going to change that or not, but that is one problem with the RM2 that I see if you're already somebody that has there. Paper with OneNote will definitely be a deal breaker, VM says. Yeah, I don't know if they will, VM will add that or not. We will see. I know their engineers are watching all these videos and coming up with ideas, which is really cool. Okay, you got that answer. Thank you. Upload them icon. The Lamy is going to work on the Note Air. Is the Lamy? I don't know. Like, the Note Air is glass, and they have a new pin for it, so I'm not sure. I will know in a week. I mean, I should have it here. Like I said, they're supposed to ship October 10th in 2 days, and I should have it here pretty soon. I mean, it just as matters if DHL gets here or if they get them out on time. You know how these companies have been lately. It's been crazy getting stuff out. Evernote, OneNote, great question. I'm wondering myself how to migrate my notes. Yeah, AJ, I'll get on that. I just got to install those things. I haven't used Evernote in years, and I've never used OneNote. I've stayed away from Microsoft and Surface just because I've always been an Apple guy. But as this channel is growing, we're going to hit 10,000. Yes, it's cool. And the revenue starts coming in. Basically, so you guys know, every dollar that comes in, I turn it into devices. You know, I'm not making money here. It's a hobby for me, but it is allowing me to feed my hobby of these devices, right? So it's kind of fun. So I'm getting more and more devices. It's funny, I play golf with a bunch of buddies and they call me, yeah, you're such a nerd. You have all these devices. And you should hear what my wife says. But yeah, I got to get into it again and really utilize some of those to get into them. Hey, nice thing around the channel. Thank you from India. Apple SoC level chip, make it worthwhile. Yeah, Apple's doing some amazing thing with their new silicon. By the way, thank you for the thumbs up in the videos. I appreciate that. That helps the algorithm. It does. Yeah, Apple with the new silicon, I can't wait. You know, I edit all my videos on Apple products. I have the iPad. It's so fast and so smooth. And then moving into silicon, Apple's really going to challenge the dynamic of some of this stuff. And I'll probably be buying the new MacBook Pro when it comes out just for video editing. I run 2 5K screens, and sometimes my MacBook Pro the fans just blare because I'm using every ounce of power. Those chips that they have are doing some amazing things. One of the questions that would be really interesting if Amazon or Apple ever does jump into e-ink or acquire one of these companies, right, and then start doing something, that could be really interesting. Compared to the Quaderno paper, it looks pale and contrast is not as great on paper with the PDFs. I would agree with that. There's a little bit of a contrast issue with the paper. The paper is really I know it's a Sony device, but it's a first generational device for Quark's Logic. I think everybody else is moving a little bit faster than them. So what they have, and VM, I think you had one, so you know, they have this, their software is really good. And so whenever I'm talking to people and pushing them the paper, it's typically people that are more corporate or looking to collab with things and utilize that device for a specific purpose. I think the RM by far is the best note taker, the RM1 and now RM2. I think the Lumi's cool in doing the things that it needs to do. The Supernote's good at note taking. Each of these devices have kind of their own things, but the Quark's Logic system overall, if you're utilizing the whole system, that's where the game changes for the paper. And it really has a unique software. Now, they're trying to catch the device up, making the pin better, working on battery issues. They're trying to catch the device up. Their engineers are very engaged, and I think that's a good thing. It's just I think some people who get it at the initial part of it are like, man, this thing should do a little bit more than it does, and it's because it's in the initial stages of the software development. So it's just something you got to be a little patient with if you're not using it specifically for the collab part of it, which is really strong, right? Because that's what they had in their big version earlier. Now they're trying to tweak it for this to work, and I'm really anxious to watch the future of that company and what they do. But yeah, great question. To the guy asking about the 2-column journal articles, no less than 13.3 size device. Thank you. Yeah, I think you need that big device for those academic journals. It does make a difference. For PH students, if the paper can get split screen, I think it would be the best unit for journal reviews. Yeah, the paper will have split screen. I have actually seen it. I've seen a picture of it with the two documents side by side. They're working on that now. I know that is coming in a future update soon enough. How is the book surfing the web and using OneNote, Google Docs? Haven't used Google Docs, haven't used OneNote, so I'm not going to speak to that. But the web surfing is actually pretty good. They have their own browser. I forget what the name of it is. It's actually very unique. The browser is called, let me go back to the apps. The browser is called the, we went to screensaver. Why is that a screen? Apps. Go to apps. Oh, wow, it's only saying screensaver. Where's all my apps at? Where my apps are at? Oh, there they are. Neo browser. And it's a really unique browser. I mean, if you're just reading things and stuff, and you can change the screen refresh on it, but it's really nice. I mean, they did a good job. They created their own little browser for these devices, and it actually works pretty good. I can't talk about OneNote or Google Docs yet because I haven't started using them yet, but I will soon, okay? I will. Great answers. Would you think the RM2 would be a good device to edit PDFs like music sheets? And is it quick and easy to jump from one PDF to another while you play music? I think it can work, but I don't think it's the best. I would look at the Onyx products. If you go watch some reviews in Onyx and music, they actually have a foot pedal switch that you can switch between documents, or you can use a Bluetooth thing. That's what it's really been designed for. I mean, a lot of musicians utilize the Onyx products for exactly that. And I think the Bluetooth functionality with the foot switch really makes it better for musicians. I'm a guitarist, at least I'm trying. So I wish I could consider myself a musician. I'm not yet, but I do have 2 really good guitars. I'm just not that good at it. I can do Hotel California. But yeah, I'm not reading sheet music, that's for sure. Tablature, I can get by with. But yeah, I think the Onyx products for musicians, and you'll see that they have foot switches and stuff specifically for sheet music, where I think the reMakable is a little challenging with that for you kind of flipping through things. What do you think about the subscription model? I kind of touched on that. I don't know if they're going to do it or not. Let's hold out on that. We will see soon enough. I mean, it's obviously an option for them. I think they could really make a lot of people angry, but maybe it's a cloud storage issue. Maybe they're just deferring costs. I don't know. It was really interesting, and Voya did a great video on that. Jury's still out on that. Do the eraser from the RM2 pen work on the RM1? No, it does not. It does not. It does not work. You make me crazy. Oh, thank you, Bad Blood. That's nice. I'm glad to see I make somebody crazy. I make a lot of people crazy. You know what's so funny in doing YouTube? You get used to these one-off weird comments, right? So it's like really nice to be in a position in my life at 51 years old to have built a very successful, coaching business and be a writer and author. That those things don't even bother me anymore. I mean, you really can't say anything that's going to affect me. It's just kind of funny with the haters sometimes. You just got to laugh. I just laugh at them. I'm glad I make somebody crazy. I'm glad you're not paying my bills, right? So it's kind of funny with people. I just think some people are just so miserable. They just want to rain on people's parades, and it's so funny for me. I think it's great. So Bad Blood, that's probably a good name for you. I'm sorry I make you crazy. You can hit that little dislike button and move onward and upward. So it's so funny. All right. Hey, Coach. Hey, Chip. Good to see you, brother. I love your videos. The 3D stuff is amazing. Really like that. Can we use the RM2 as a mouse pin? I don't think so, but I got to check that. I don't have an answer for that. It's called Jimbo, I think. I just refunded my RM2. Angry Andy. Okay, Andy. It's unfortunate to hear that, but I understand that it is an issue. Lillian asks, can we share the RM2 screen on another tablet? It's not really about that. It's not, that's the thing. Like the RM is not going to do a lot of those things where you can use the Lumi for a secondary monitor. You can use it for those things. I really want you to think of the reMakable as a paper replacement, and that's it. Maybe a reader. I think if you go down that rabbit hole too far, you will be disappointed in the device. And that's what I don't want to see, right? I see a lot of people that have listened to my show, my morning coach, and the things that I do, went out and bought the reMakable because I use it, and are like, this thing doesn't do anything. It's a note taker. And yeah, that's what it does. And it's a little bit expensive for that. Not to me, I think it's okay, but some people think it needs to do more, emails, share the screen, that stuff, and it just doesn't have a lot of that functionality. Now, you can hack the thing. It runs on Linux, but I am not smart enough, or I'm not going to spend the time to hack it and then deal with that. So there are other products, like I think if you're looking for multifunctional products, look at the Onyx products. I think you'll hear that. Chip, heard back from reMakable on subscriptions. I'm anxious to hear what you heard. I have not heard anything. I haven't really followed up with it. It's not something that I've went in there. Oh, Catherine says Miro. I think that's the flowchart project you can use with Google Docs. It's free. That's really good. The Google Jamboard. Thanks, guys. Does the Max Lumi have even lighting? I think it's difficult to, yes. By the way, is it even? These front lights, yes. They did a really good job on the lighting. Like I said, I was sitting in front of the sofa and it kicked on. And I was like, wow, that's actually pretty good. I felt like I was on a e-ink device with lights. I just have not been ready for that. Like, this is new and not hurting my eyes. I wear glasses, and so the light reflects. Right now I don't have them on, but I wear glasses typically. And it's just a nice soft feel to it. They did a really good job of it. Miro's excellent. Thank you. Nice to see you, Jeremy. I'm glad to have you there. Angry Andrew, that is not appropriate. I'm glad you posted that, though, but that seems like a personal problem. Hey, that's good. Voya, it's good to have you. Why don't you do 2 accounts? I could, Jeremy, on the reMakable. I know we're getting back there. I'm gonna speed up a little bit. I'm sorry, guys. I kind of take a little bit more time. I hate the fact that the Note Air has glass. It's going to be interesting for sure. That could be the new pin. I mean, I have a feeling they're just copying the reMakable pretty much from pin. They're reverse engineering it. That's what I think. Thomas says, hello from Toronto. Great job. Hey, great to see you. I'm glad you are. Thank you. I'm trying to put good energy out there. That's what we do. What is better, using a CSE or a sleeve? Sometimes I feel my Max 3 case. That's a personal thing. I like this. I think this is a nice setup. And I use the what do you call it? The Magic Keyboard on the iPad a lot. And so it's not this case. The iPad kind of closes together and then opens up, but I think this is great. By the way, you can use the Bluetooth keyboard with this too, which is it's a weird, interesting device. That's for sure. Which highlights do you like, freehand or fine highlighter? VM, I like a fine highlighter, to be honest with you, because my handwriting's so terrible. You mentioned you need a screen protector on Onyx Max Lumi. I don't know, Jibs123. They send you one. They send you 2. I think you can get away without having one, but they recommend a screen protector. So it's a great question. The reMakable, you don't need one. I think because of the design, it's kind of plastic. It's not the glass. I don't think you're going to need one on the Note Air. So it's going to be interesting. Thanks for the morning routine video. Hey, I'm glad. Oh, I will do some more health videos, a few of those. We'll get to them. Kobe, hey. Oh, I read that wrong too. Okay, great. That's so funny. It's all right. I'm having fun. We're having fun here. While we're at Apple, if you had to choose between the new iPad Gen 8, the iPad Air Gen 3, or an iPad Pro used, which would you choose? These are some good cheap picks. I like the iPad Pro. I mean, I know the new ones are great, but the thing is with the iPads now, I would love a used iPad Pro. In fact, I went to buy the new one with the 3 cameras. I'm like, I don't even need that. So I'm using last year's iPad Pro, and I'm trying to get the latest tech. And so there's no reason. I mean, it works so fast and so good that I don't need it. It's like buying the new iPhone. The only reason I buy these phones now is because I review them. Man, this phone should last forever, right? So no, I think you can get by with all of those. Just get the best one that you feel is going to be best with you. But I do like the iPad Pro. I use it for almost everything. Thanks, Andrew. Angry Andrew. I love that name, Angry Andrew. Which one is the best for note-taking and highlighting on PDFs? Is the RM2 good enough? Maybe books or the paper. Yeah, I'm going to do a more in-depth review on that. I do. The reMakable 2 is not a great PDF reader, but you can get by with it, and you can mark it up. It's okay, but it depends if it's an academic PDF or if it's a regular PDF. It gets a little tricky. Some of the people that are really these students that are doctoral students that really got to read these big academic journals, I think you got to go into the paper, the Quaderno, or the Lumi, or Onyx BOOX Max 3, or something in that range to help you with those. But I'm going to get in there. Is it strange to move from an A4 size paper to the small reMakable 2? No, it's actually kind of comforting. Sometimes this device just feels the right size, right? Where the A4, this feels a little big, as I get slapped in the face by it. But sometimes it feels a little bit big, where this is just, I think this is such a really nice form factor. This is actually a little bit thicker and bigger, but I do think they did a great job. I can see medical professionals, lawyers. I use this with my clients. When I'm taking notes with my coaching clients, that's what I use this for. And it's just a good form factor. So it's a little weird, but I would go the opposite way. I think the A4 feels weird, specifically when I'm reading on this at night, right? And then I grab this. I'm trying to read a book on it. It doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel. It's a little too big. Great questions. Cases and sleeves, which is better? You know, it's up to you. I like cases over sleeves just because I don't like to take things out. I'm always, you know, look at me. I'm going crazy fast, even with this stuff, right? I'm always going a mile a minute. That's just the way I am. It's like the Energizer Bunny. I'm just, so for me, I am not slow and deliberate. And that's why, like, when we talk about Voya, I love his videos because he's going to be more in depth. He's going to take his time. I mean, he does an awesome job of breaking down everything where I'm like, just get me to the point. So Napoleon years ago said this. He said, if you have an intelligent general or a lazy general, which one should you pick, right? Napoleon said, I want the lazy general. Why? Because he's just going to get in and get out. You know, the intelligent general is going to take the path and go through everything else. I'm that lazy general. Give me the fast way through this. I do a podcast every day. I try to do a video every day. I play golf almost every day. I need quick and fast. I don't have time to sit down in front of the camera and do something in depth. And that's why I support Voya so much, because he makes my job so much easier. If Voya wasn't in existence, then I would have to take, you know, the time that he takes, which is awesome, to do these videos. And so people say, well, why do you support him so much? Because he helps me. I mean, the guy is really doing a great job. And some people say, well, those videos are too long. I don't think they are, because that's what he does, my deep guide, right? So anytime we need an in-depth review, we can go to Voya, right? And he can really go into the deep ideas of it. And then I'm moving really fast. And so a lot of times I don't spend that time. In fact, we're going to do some vloggy stuff and other stuff. That's what my channel is really about energy and putting that out there. And man, I'm just praying Voya keeps going. Let's keep getting subs for him, because he does such a good job and he makes my life easier here on the channel because he really gets in deep. Love the workflow videos. Could you possibly also demonstrate your coaching cooperations with the case and with the paper? Yes, Stefan, that's one of the things I'm going to do. In fact, I'm going to do my mastermind meeting with the big one that they're sending me. I will, in full disclosure, I have never gotten anything from any company. Typically, I do all of this through purchasing, but they are going to be sending me one of the bigger ones. I will be using that in my mastermind meetings as soon as COVID's over. In February will be my first one, but I actually have one at the end of this month. And then I'll be using the paper, and I will do some use case videos on how I do like my Ascension model and how I do the PDCA plan, the things that I do with my clients, and how they can look at their own devices. Or if we're in a room with 30 people in my mastermind meetings, or 50 or 100, we'll all be working on the same thing. So Stefan, I will do that. I promise. Just be patient. It's going to, a few videos down the line. Any update on the books Note Air? No, I'm supposed to be getting something from DHL in 2 days, notifying shipping. I will, as soon as that comes up, I will let everybody know. I think everybody's interested in that because this is a weird device, right? Books Lumi needs an extension for Chrome to move docs to the unit. I agree with that, and I'm totally good with that. Hey, Fred, good to meet you, man. I'm doing good. I appreciate you being here. Got the SuperNet A6X in the mail. Already got the A5 for reading docs to-do list. Should I open up the package, smell the new product, or just put it on eBay? Man, I don't know. You have the A5, don't you? So if you like that writing feel of it, what that A6X is going to do for you is be the fast note taker. Now, here's the question that you can answer me. Do these sync together? Because if they sync together, this would be the little brother or little sister of your bigger device. I don't know that because I don't have the A5. So I don't know. You have to let me know that. So it's a good device. I like it. If you like the writing style on it, this is going to be your fast note taker. The form factor for this thing is great. I mean, look, you talk about even smaller, like look at that. That thing's tiny. So you can just throw it in a backpack or whatever and you got your note taker with you. My thing is, I don't know if it syncs with the bigger units. This is a whole nother world, right? Isn't it crazy? We got reMakable, we got Onyx, and then we got SuperNet. We got all these competing products doing different things. And the cool thing about the community, we have people doing all different kind of using these at different, for different reasons. And that's why I love this community. Now I say it's a community, not a channel, because people can share what their use cases are, or if they don't like it, or if they do. It doesn't need to be about me. It needs to be about the community and the comments, because we all read those and it helps other people. Great one. Does the Onyx allow local storage on your Mac? Great question. It does come with a little device where you can put an SD card and you can store it. So I would assume that you could, but I'm not there yet with it. But that's a great question. I need to figure that out. You make me crazy too. So thumbs up. I love it. I love making people crazy. Don't mind the guy who says you're great. Thank you so much. Everybody's so cool here. We got so many cool people. Can you share your RM2 screen on another tablet with live view? I think you can. I mean, it's the same software, so we used to be able to do that, right, with the reMakable One? I don't know. I haven't done that yet, so I don't want to answer that question until I try it, and we'll see what's going on. Books No Air is currently sold out. Thanks, Thomas. I appreciate that. I know I ordered it the minute you could order it, so I'm sure they sold a ton of those. It's going to be interesting to see what that thing does. Some people are so miserable they want to rain on other people's parades. That was a gold quote. Thank you. Yeah, it is what it is. We kill them with positivity, right? I mean, there's plenty of other people to watch. I mean, what is there? 400 hours of YouTube videos uploaded like every minute. So there's plenty of stuff for people to go watch. If they don't like me, they can go on there. Kobe, man, you rock. Thank you for answering questions. I appreciate that. Do you understand the offering of e-ink pads? Why would you use that service instead of using reMakable software? E-ink pads, I have used, God, who did I buy the Quaderno from? Good e-reader. I don't know about those companies, to be honest with you, because I haven't used them that much. I know some people have used other things to get the paper into Europe. I typically order direct from the manufacturer, but I'm not going to hammer on anybody because I don't know them. So I don't know anything about them, but I have used good e-reader. Some people like them, some people don't. So I don't want to give a kind of a good, bad, or indifferent there. I don't think it's a fair thing for me to say because I haven't used them. Oh, never mind. Let me pull that back. You're asking about e-ink pads, the template company. Let me pull that back. Okay, I've used them in the past. Kobe's talked about this before. What we need to do is, like, when I update the reMakable, I'm so damn lazy that it sucks that I got to reinstall the templates. I just don't like that. Like I said, I'm moving 1,000,000 miles an hour. I think anybody that watches my videos knows that, right? I'm going so fast. And so anything that slows down my process during the day or during the week that says, okay, now I got to upload some damn software again, I have a problem with it. So that's the only issue I have with e-ink pads. They make great stuff. And Kobe, he's up here, he'll tell you, he knows how to do it. You can keep a version of them ready, but I just can't stand when they do that, right? I can't stand when they you got to update it again because the templates go away. So I just use the standard templates. Does that make sense, or was that just a bunch of rambling idiocracy? I hope that was okay, because that's why I don't use them. I think they make great products, but for me personally, I hate having to update the templates every time that reMakable updates their software. Okay, I'm looking for a device to study PDF magazines to highlight and make notes on the side. Which device is best? Well, I think the RM2 is going to be okay, but Iman, again, depending on how big it is, you might need one of those 13.3-inch devices, either the Lumi, the paper, or the Quaderno. It may be if you're studying PDFs. But I'm going to do a shootout on that. Let me get some scientific journals in, and I'm going to do that this week. Angry Andy, I love you too, brother. We all need a little love. Got to have some fun. I don't take any of this too serious. Remember, this is a hobby. This is supposed to be fun for me. One of my rules, this is a rule I'll share with you guys. It's either got to give me energy, and if it's taking energy, I'm not doing it. So this year, it's like, that's one of the big things. I'm going to do less things that take energy and more things that give me energy. This gives me energy. I love you guys. I have fun doing this. So as long as I'm having fun, I'll be here. If I'm not having fun, I'll ghost and go somewhere else. So I'm going to laugh and have fun with it. The RM2 doesn't have a wake up when you open the case. No, it doesn't. The Supernote does and the Lumi does. The RM2 doesn't, okay? Actually bought an Ultrabook, Lenovo 5 with a Wacom, and I like the writing experience more than the iPad Pro. AB, thanks for sharing that. I do not have those, and I think some Ultrabooks, Samsungs are getting better in that area, so it's great. Like I said, I like the Paperlike for someone that doesn't mind the matte screen on the iPad. Makes it a great device. I just don't want the Paperlike on my iPad, right? Some really good posts here. Thank you guys for putting in these comments, recommending. These are great stuff. Quick question of votes. Does anyone know of a good case or sleeve for the paper? Thomas, that's a great question. I asked them about it too. Any of the Sony ones work. They're coming up with, I actually asked customer service at Paper this a couple weeks ago because I don't even have a case for mine. I'm like, which one should I use? And in full disclosure, I'm cheap. I went and looked at the Sony one. It's like $60. And I'm like, look, I only have so much in my budget. I just got the RM2. I just ordered all these books products. I'm like, I'm not going to spend any more money this month. But the Sony one's supposed to be really good. There's a slim one, but they are looking into options for that. That is a great question. So I appreciate that. Beth Ann, thank you. I appreciate you checking out Morning Coach. You rock. It means a lot to me, and we'll have a lot of fun from that. Thanks everyone. You guys rock. Man, so many good questions here. Wonder if you had a chance to dig into reading articles on your devices yet. Not really. I'm going to get into that. And I will tell you, we got a video coming on reading. Again, got a bunch of questions on reading. I got a bunch of that. What is Voya? Voya is my deep guide. He's another YouTuber, right? He's a really good guy. I think most people that watch my channel know I talk about Voya, and he actually, we go back and forth sometimes. But he does these really deep, he did 4 videos, like 30 minutes each on the reMakable, going into exactly what it is. And so people love that, right? And so, and I do. I like to watch him when I get the chance. So Voya's like the guy over there. He rocks. Voya's really good at what he does. Oh, thanks. Everybody's answering this. You guys rock, man. You guys rock. JB, wondering if you had a chance to do. No, I haven't dug into articles yet. If you ever run out of e-ink content, you could use an e-ink phone. I'm going to buy one of those. I got so many tech things. I mean, you guys are taking me down into a whole new world. Wait till I get into Apple, and I'm just going to keep going. The only thing is I need to win the lottery. So if anybody has the lottery numbers, that would help me out. Next paper, I don't know next paper. Again, I got some good stuff on energy, or on reading. I got stuff coming on reading because right now I don't have a choice for that. And I wish I could tell you what I like the best. If I had to really go a direction, it'd be on a 13.3 inch device. Just because they're bigger. I'm talking about PDFs, right? I'm not talking about books, because this is my favorite device for books. I like it over Kindles. I'm in the Kobo world. I mark my page with it. I absolutely love this thing. I spend an hour a day on it, okay? But PDFs, totally different world. We got to look at that. I think the reMakable is good for standard PDFs, but when we come into academic journals or big journal PDFs, that's where we get the challenge. Thanks. I'm glad you liked it. This is great. Man, we got some great comments going on here. Did you find the Heart of Metal Supernote writing experience better than others? I like the writing experience on the Supernote. Catherine doesn't. Some people don't like it. So you just got to get a feel for it and see if you like it or not. That's the key. The Architect on YouTube is doing good videos on Lumi. I got to go check that out too. Heard of the MobiScribe origin? I have heard of the MobiScribe. I actually gave a MobiScribe away like 3 weeks ago. I will start doing more giveaways as the channel grows. Once we hit 10,000 and more, I'm going to give away a lot of these products. It's what I'm going to do with them, right? But I got to get the channel bigger so I can afford those. And then I can buy more things and give them away. Always great content. Thanks. What is the one thing you wish the RM2 would do or have, but it doesn't? I like the wake up. To be honest, I wish it woke up when you opened it up. Pretty awesome device, but I do wish it opened up. No, it doesn't, and that's what was just coming on. The RM2 does not have an off sleep. I'm going to get an e-ink phone, I promise. Do you plan to do a drop rest on e-ink device? Oh, a drop test? I'd rather give it away. To be honest with you, I don't want to drop them. I'd rather give it away than drop it and ruin it. I'm not one of those guys that breaks things, and I mean, I'd probably get a lot of subscribes if I took the reMakable 2 and broke it, but that's not what I'm here for. I think they're all pretty solid devices. I wouldn't drop any of them, right? But yeah, no drop test it, okay? No drop test. Yeah, I saw that, AB. I'm anxious. I want to get one of those. MobiScribe for $180 is, I think, a good device. I think it's, an entry-level e-ink device that works for somebody who wants to take quick notes. I was actually shocked by it. I thought it did a pretty good job. I would put it like in the Supernote A6X. It's obviously not quick and as fast as this. It doesn't feel as good, but for somebody that's got a student or something needs an e-ink device, I think it works good. I'm anxious to see what the Origin comes out with. All right, guys, I'm going to close it out today. We're coming up on an hour. Man, time flies when we're having fun. As always, I really appreciate you subscribing, hitting those alert bells, and being a part of this community. I try to do this every Thursday at 1 p.m. Sometimes I golf, so I push it back, especially if I'm traveling and golfing. But I'm here to help. Any questions you have, put them in the comments. Check the community once in a while when you're here, and just check back for videos on a daily basis. Hey, I'm going to be honest with you. Some of them are going to suck. Some are going to be good. Some are going to be better than others. I'm just trying to put good energy out there, and that's what we're doing on the channel. All right, guys, go have a great one. I really, 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 really appreciate you, and we'll talk to you soon. Stefan, no, they canceled my LifeScribe pin, so I didn't get it, and I will get another one soon. All right, have a great one, guys. Thank you so much for everything and being a part of this. You make it great. Goodbye to everybody. Thank you.